All right, everybody, here's number 18 from our EOC practice. So this is a question that, potentially could come up. And so what I did is this is kind of a hack. So the way that, or at least one way to do this is you can do polynomial long division. And if you look at the videos from 2017, 2018 released items, for each of those, number 1 is a long division. So 2017 number 1 from the released items and 2018 number 1. Those are both situations where you can check out those videos and see some polynomial long division. So I'm going to show you an alternative way to do that if we have a graphing calculator, which we do. Okay, so it's a little bit of a hack. And this calculator isn't live. It's just a screenshot because I don't have I'm not screencasting it. But what I did is I put this function here in as y1. Okay, and so I clicked y equals, and then I input that function, and then I push graph, right? Okay, so that's how we did that. All right, and then I obviously got this graph. This is a standard window, and which for the most part they should be. But what we're looking for here is zeros. Okay, so I'm looking for this value, and this value, right? Okay, let me erase those circles just so we can see them a little better. So this one right here, if I count from 0 here to the left, it'll be -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, -6. So I'm actually going to put -6 here. And this one's at -7, right? And then this one was at -2, right? Should have put that in there too. All right. So basically, remember that zeros, let's work backwards a little bit. So if I know that, and we kind of did this on number 1 from the EOC released items, right? So if x equals -2 and x equals -6 and x equals -7, then think backwards, and we don't have to do this every time. Like, this will become pretty easy once you see it, hopefully. But if I know that that was the result, then remember that at some point we would have started with these, right? And so in the factored form, so if I had x's here, think about what would go in that spot if we ended up getting x equals -2. And it wouldn't be x minus 2, it would be the opposite, right? Because remember, you change the signs. Because -2, if I plug in here, -2 plus 2 is 0. And remember that this is, basically that's how we find zeros, is we factor, set one side equal to 0, factor it, and then once we get our factors, we change the signs, right? Okay, so anyway, so what do you think will go right here? Oh, you're right, it would be +6. And then what would go here? Be +7. Okay, so those are the factors of this, right? So in other words, like this right here, if I factored it all the way out, it would equal what we just got. Okay, so this equals all this. All right, and so that's a little bit of a hack with graphing. You can actually find factors, and so when it has a remainder of 0, that just means it's one of these, right? Like, that means it goes into it a whole number amount of times. So if you have any other binomials like x plus 5 or x minus 4, those would not have a remainder of 0. Only these will have a remainder of 0. Okay, and so what we're asking, or what this question is asking, is which of these is on this list, right? So we just want to match them up. And hopefully that's pretty clear to you which one it is. So give you a little hint, okay? And so that's the one, right? And they want to trick you with these, right? Because if you're like, hey, well, -6 and -7, right? But the problem is that those are solutions, not the binomial that goes into it, right? Not the divisor, okay? Not what we're dividing by. All right. Okay, so these ones are the trick ones, right? And this one's kind of a trick one too, right? Okay. All right, so circle your answer, and yeah, let me know if you have any questions on this one. And this is hopefully a good hack to help you to figure out how to do these without having to do polynomial long division. All right, keep working hard.